In my eyes, all children are special in their own way, right? But I honestly refuse to refute the obvious. Some children are just more advanced and it's noticeable very early on. Some children, you realize in early development that they're going to bring something completely different to your life and this world. And by the time they reach 4 or 5, you're literally proven correct, okay? They have more wit than most. Their intelligence is always at the forefront. Learning is literally a breeze for them. Creativity and talent is second nature. And they are nearly more socially competent than a lot of adults, right? So they're able to talk to anyone about anything. And I'm talking about conversations that actually have substance. And they think deeply and they express themselves the way that adults should. And you look at them and you kind of taken aback a little bit because you're like, whoa, like you're a little bit too smart. And I need to figure out how to navigate this because I can't just treat you like a regular kid, because once you realize that your kid is not a normal kid, you have to apply yourself more to nurture them, right? So raising a child with extraordinary intelligence and creativity is a journey filled with awe and with wonder. These kids can light up a room as soon as they walk in it. They are sharp. They are so imaginative, like their imagination is almost boundless. And they are surprising us every day with their insight, their observations, and their innovative ideas. But along with the marvels, of course, we as mommies know that challenges have to come with that as well. So the particular challenges that come with raising a smart kid, a super smart kid, how do you keep your kid's mind engaged? How do you nurture their creativity without overwhelming yourself or them? And how do you balance their intellectual growth with emotional and social development? So due to having such advanced intelligence, it can be difficult for your child to remain focused because there are things that are required of them, but don't challenge them, right? And it's very difficult for you to understand like what you need to do to make sure that your child is on the right page emotionally and socially, because at the end of the day, they're still the age that they are. They're not in high school at 5 just because they're advanced, right? They're simply just more advanced, but they still have to go through exactly what a 5-year-old would. The emotional despair of it all, trying to figure out your feelings, trying to figure out your social life, and this person is not my friend. Unfortunately, that type of stuff starts very early on. But it's up to us to come up with our own creative ways as a mom that can help them to remain socially, creatively, and educationally challenged and focused. So as always, I hope that this episode will offer you all insight and strategy for those who can use some tips on how to encourage your child's natural talents, find the necessary resources to help them, and focus on activities that are beneficial. So that being said, thank you for tuning in to episode 14 of Mommy Monologues, Bright and Brilliant Minds. This episode is brought to you none other than Killer Cocktails, best cocktail curating business in the land. If you don't follow me on Instagram, Kam Bam Fam, follow me now, click the link in my bio, and you can find all things Kam. Now let's get into it. So today I have a lovely guest joining me, a close friend, and more importantly, a mommy friend. So she became a mommy before I did, and I don't think she even knows like how inspirational she's been, right? Matter of fact, I know she don't know because she's not one to expect accolades. She's not one that needs a pat on her back for being a mom. She chose this. She thrives in it. She just does what she needs to do. She shows up every day in more ways than one. And I've watched it. But y'all, her son is remarkable. Okay. Like, thanks. I can't even speak on how remarkable her son is. It's honestly rare in this day, this age, this economy, this school system, this economy, to come across children that are not only eager to learn, but incredibly like intelligent. And I just want to talk about both of them, honestly, because he's the fruits of her labor. You know what I'm saying? And he had to get this brilliant mind from somewhere. Like, but we are also talking to a very creative person as well. And I feel like the trickle down effect was real.
I think so too.
Yeah. So my girl Bre Stew, okay? 1/3 of the H Bizzles. If you know, you know. If you don't, you just don't.
I hate that for you if you don't.
If you don't know, I do hate that for you. However, Bre, tell them something about yourself. And of course, I want you to talk about you first. Like, talk about, because it's very easy to talk about our children, but you have many successes on your own. You are someone aside from motherhood. And I just want to hear a little bit about you before we get into these kids.
I think my favorite soapbox to stand on is I'm going to always talk about me first.
Hello?
Like, I'm going to...
Because what you say?
I'm going to always stand with me first, and then that child...
Because you a what?
Bitch first.
And a
mom
mother
immediately after. Everything immediately after. So I'm a creative first. I'm a trivia, fun fact type of lady first. I'm adventurous first. I'm all those things first. And because I am those things, my son sees me as those things, and he can pick what he wants to be and pick how he wants to emulate what I am putting out for him. I heard my son describe me yesterday for the first time.
What did he say?
And he didn't even say my mommy.
Oh,
he called me a woman.
Oh,
he was trying to find me. He didn't know we were on opposite sides of the counter. He said, "Have you seen this woman? She has dark skin and short hair." And I just turned around. He's like, "No, she's right there. She's right there." Like, and it was so, and I took very good mental like notes of that, because that's something I really practice. Like, when I first became a mom, I was very, very adamant about I am me first, and I'm going to mom immediately after that. So I make sure people are like, "What's something about you?" "Well, I'm a mom from..." No. Southside. Southside. I'm from the Pisces. I went to Morgan Park. Like, I throw out all type of things.
And I'm a mom too.
And like, I'm a mom too. I throw that. So when he described me yesterday, I said, "Oh, it's working."
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, it's work." He called me a woman.
A woman, not a girl. Not
he
even
called
a girl.
Me a woman.
Not even
he
a
said,
girl.
"Have you seen this woman?" And I was waiting, like, say, "My mommy, He doesn't. Like, I'm a person to him, and I love that for us. I love that. I love that.
Absolutely, especially as him growing up to be a man.
Yeah,
I really love that.
In this age where everyone is so hell-bent on calling boy moms weird, like, I just be sitting on the internet catching strays. Like, you can't call your son handsome. Like, you can't call your son smart. You can't say nothing without somebody swearing you trying to groom them. Like, dang.
It does get crazy with the boy mom stuff. Does. But I feel like it be to a certain extent. Like, we've seen the stuff that be like,
I be seeing
girl,
it.
you need to chill calling your son sexy. Like, that's a bit
Go
much.
talk to the lady.
But then you have the boy moms who are really utilizing motherhood to shape their sons to eventually grow up to be a very good man to someone.
You know the question I'm posed with the most?
What?
Like, because, another soapbox I stand on is hate men. Like, so, I be standing on that. I stand on that and scream. So, like, a lot of, like, bitter men come to me and say, "Well, how are you gonna raise them?"
What do you mean? How am I going to raise him?
I'm going to know what I shouldn't be doing. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to, like, I'm not, and that's a real thing. And
that sucks to hear, because it's just like people spend so much time projecting because you're upset because you had a single mom, and like your mom obviously didn't do a good job, clearly, because you're asking me this. So it's just like the projection is like, what do you mean? How am I going to raise him?
I get asked that a lot. Like, he don't have.
He has plenty of male figures
what do me
that are much better than any other situation that I could have offered. Like, seriously. So it's like, but people don't accept that because they did not only not have dads, no male figures either. No, you know what I'm saying? So the projection is
hard
like
to
crazy.
see as well. It's hard to. I realize that, in like, now I'm in year 6 of motherhood, so I realize more and more, like, I never needed the validation, but now, like, really, when I walk in places with my child,
I really don't.
It really kind of demands it regardless. Yeah. Me and my kid kind of demand the amount of respect that some people kind of feel shaky with giving. Like,
of course.
Like, "Oh, wow. Look at you over here on the internet, hey niggas, and you got this little well niggered son right here, like
well-raised, like a whip, like don't
really,
play."
It throws
the whole dynamic up, because they're like, "Oh, how do I approach this situation?" You don't. That's the thing. You don't.
I think me and my son are such a dynamic. Together, we're such a pair. Yeah. We're such a
baby, he don't play about you.
We have a very interesting story with each other. It's always been us. So we kind of
Yeah. I know.
And it's that double Pisces thing where we super
that is crazy.
duper,
That
like,
is crazy. I thought it was crazy. Me and my Cree being like Sagittarius, boop, a month later Capricorn. But no, the same sign thing is something that I would never want to do.
That beginning of the week, end of the week.
Yeah.
My birthday was on a Monday. The year he was born, his birthday was Friday.
Yeah, like I probably won't be sexual February, March just to prevent just to prevent that. Like, because no, that's crazy. And his personality is so exuberating. Like, he does not, like, he gonna stand up for himself. He advocates for himself. Like, he is not gonna let nobody play with him. And I feel like that branches down from like you.
He thinks he's always right. And he got that straight from me. And I'm very accepting of that. I remember the age where I like thought I was smarter than my parents. It was 5. And so luckily for me, he gonna beat me down. He was 4. He was 4. Like, he started asking me, like, are you sure? That was a that was a thing. Like, he was like 3.
Yeah.
Like, when he was really like,
are you, like, I'm questioning.
I would break down decisions and thoughts and walk over to him. He'd look at me like, are you sure? You sure we're gonna like
not the validation, like, not the reassurance that you need. Yeah, baby, Creed will tell me quick, like, I think I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, he definitely.
I'll be like, in a way, you might be right, because all the things that you're learning now, I may have forgotten, or it took me years to learn. And not only that, like, fast forward to, I no longer need to know those things for any application to my life. I may have forgotten that.
I asked him, like, last week, I said, dude, like, because he was checking me. He was checking my work. And one of my best friends laughed at that. She said, he gonna check you every time. He's going to let me know, like, okay, this is my quality of life, and let's make sure you're hitting all the boxes. He don't play about that. Like, so he was checking my work not too long ago, and I had to ask him, like, do you think you're smarter than me? And he sat back and he really looked at me. He really looked at me like, do I want to hurt her feelings? He said, no, I think we're just as smart as each other. And he kept checking my work, and I just kept going like, yeah.
He say, I'm not going to hurt your feelings too bad, but I'm going to make sure there's an equal balance in this, so you know. Yeah, I remember telling Cree, like, maybe like the first 2 years or 3 years of her life, just like, you know how you end up saying stuff just to move it along, like, please. And she'd be like, she asked me something, and I just so happened to know the answer. And she'd be like, oh my God, mommy, like, how do you know everything? Now she's 5, and it's like, if I don't got the answer to a question, she'd be like,
this idiot,
I thought you knew everything.
This idiot.
I'd be like,
me with her.
You need to relax. The one time that I don't know something, and then I told her, the one time I don't know something, Cree, you do too much. She talking about something, you didn't know something last week.
Remembering times you didn't know something is crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's
like, bruh.
It's strict around here.
That's another thing with, like, advanced, and like, why do you remember what I told you last week? Why are you remembering? Cree brought up something that happened when she was 3, just the other day. And I'm like, how do you remember that?
Pulling it from your...
And she was like, why wouldn't I remember that? And I'm, you know what, you're right. It's me with the memory. Let me not project my deficits on you, because it's me that can't remember nothing. But the fact that you remember things from
3 years ago, when you barely had a brain. Wow.
I'm proud. Wow. I'm proud, because it lets me know that I'm creating good moments that you feel the need to hold on to. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, now that y'all know something about Bre and something about her amazing son, I just got some questions for you, because my main goal when I record is to give people, I won't say like a ledger or like I just want people to feel like it's resourceful. I want people to feel like the questions that they may have that they don't have anyone to ask can be answered here. So I do have some questions for you, because honestly, I want to know too, because you've met my kid. You know that she is really witty, and she is advanced, and this is something that I feel like we both saw as moms early on. They just showed signs of it, like where you're like, oh, you've been here before. That's a black mom's favorite line. Oh, that baby been here before. That baby been here before.
He know how to use the remote.
Hello? Like, why are you already using this iPhone at 3? Like, why are you going to pictures? Like, why are you recording videos? Like, why are you doing this? So just a few questions. So how do you, now let's touch on it. Your son is super creative. I honestly cannot say that I've seen a child his age draw as good as he does. Right? So I just want to know, like, how do you nurture his creativity at home?
I was this is going to come out very harsh. I was an gifted, unnurtured child.
Okay.
I was like,
you good.
You
Go ahead.
And I saw what that did to myself. So I watched my child. Like, what do you like? What are we doing? Our dinosaur phase was epic.
Girl.
Our dinosaur phase was epic. And it breaks my heart when people come up to me now because he has just...
Because creative minds move, babe. They move, babe. He's not going to be stuck in any phase. Not right now, anyway.
A dinosaur now, and he'll kind of look at you like...
Girl, I've been past that.
And it really breaks people's heart because it was a big thing.
But like, let's talk about it, though. Like, 2 and 3, he was naming every single dinosaur. Like, he had all the dinosaurs as toys.
That's kind of when I knew when we did that, like...
and that's when I knew, too.
18-month
and that's when I knew, too.
Field museum thing. And he was, like, walking around like, oh, and I'm like...
Oh,
okay.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
when you uploaded that, I'll never forget, honestly. When you uploaded, you were just, it was a pile of dinosaurs. And the only reason why I was so excited is because I was a very, very much boy when I was little, because I was the only girl and the baby. So I was super intrigued and interested by not only things that my brothers was interested in, but my dad as well. And of course, my dad, being a girl dad, would buy me construction sets and dinosaurs and all. But because it was my dad, like, I was cool with that. Like, I was cool with that. And the dinosaurs that you had, like, it was like nostalgic. But you were literally picking them out the pile. Like, just randomly picking them out the pile. And
he was little.
This boy was like naming dinosaurs that I honestly had not heard of because I'm not into dinosaurs. So and it's I know my T-Rex, like, you know what I'm saying? Baby, that boy was like, that's that, like that. And he was 2.
I love that you had the one up of playing with dinosaurs as a child.
I did.
I was
super girly girl.
So my parents built me a Barbie room. I had 12 doll houses and $1 million. And I went in that room and I would close the door and that's just would be my... And so I just knew I was having I knew I was having girls. I knew it was like...
But that's why it was the opposite, though.
And then he came with these dinosaurs and sitting there and I had to sit there. You finna make me... I've been studying since I've had Marley. Because, like, I'm really not into this that you into. But since you into it, son, this is where we at, gang. This is where... Stegosaurus, gang. This is where we at.
Hello.
We at the Field Museum. I've never been here before in my life. But
I'm going to bring you here because this is what you want to do.
This what you want.
And that comes with
what we own.
Nurturing the child. That comes with finding the different resources. Like you said, I ain't never been here. I had no reason to come here. But because you show interest in that, me as a mom, like, who would I be to not nurture this? Because who knows? And granted that now he's 6, it may have gone away now, but we could fast forward 20 years and this man might be an archaeologist.
He could still be my little paleontologist.
Come on, there's nothing that is stopping him from spinning the block on all his creativity, all his knowledge, and figuring out what exactly he wants to do. And that's why I think that it's very vital, like from ages like 4 to 10, I'll honestly say, it's vital to have your kids doing everything. Have them doing everything. And let them... Try at least just once.
My
mom did it for me. And it was just like, I hated everything but music. But I could already sing. So it was like, okay, like, no, I don't want to do any of that stuff that I have to learn. I'd rather just nurture the gift that I already have. And my mom was cool with that. She was like, okay, cool. Like, I don't have to spend no extra money. I don't have to do. So
but we tried it.
But we tried. At least you can go on and I don't have to worry about you saying like, why I never tried that?
I never took tennis lessons. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you hated it. The ball hit you in your eye one day and you were done.
And you left.
And you told me you never wanted to go back. Like,
yes, you did.
So, but I think that it's very important for us to not just see them as children and see them as human beings.
Humans.
Because at the end of the day, just because they're 4, they're 5, they're 6, whatever, what they're saying matters. Their interests matter. And they are very, very honest about what they want and what they need.
And so they know much better than you could guess.
Girl.
Your children are going to tell you.
Girl.
I think my favorite thing, my son knows the type of mother that he wants. He makes it very, I feel sometimes kind of guilty getting all the praise that I get for like Marley. Like,
even though you know that he wants different things.
He tells me exactly who I need to show up as that day for him. So like I have my own little checklist of things that I know I have to do, but Marley don't take mild mothering from me. Like he's not for that. He has an idea of the type of life and the type of things and the type of experiences that he want. He recently brought up to me it's been so long since I've been to Disney World. It's been so long.
Bre. But that's your fault, though. That's your fault.
It is.
That's why I say Cree. I don't even know how she discovered what it actually is. I've tried to keep it from her forever, but now she knows what it is. And I'm just like, yeah, you will not be seeing that place until you're 10. I'm not going to. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus that you do turn 10, and I took you at 5, and I asked you about it, and you don't remember. I rebuke it.
My son remembers. Now, what he definitely remembers.
Because what did you take him at 4, right?
Marley's been every year since he was 2.
Ooh.
And then last summer we went twice. So his year 5, he went 2 times. Oh, he's super remembering.
Oh yeah, well now he's like, babe, this is a routine at this point, and I'm trying to figure out like.
He said it.
Get on top of it, Mom.
Like a month and a half ago. It's been so long since we've been on vacation.
And don't they say stuff so like...
I haven't been to Disney World in so long.
I love, though, that they do say stuff without, like, being so blunt and direct. They're just kind of like, hey, let me make you think that this was your idea because, it's been such a long time since I saw those castles
and we're going
and those
next
characters.
Month,
of course you are. Of course, because I don't have time. You can talk mess about me now, Marley, but you will not be talking about mess about me in 30 days.
When you 40, sitting in this
she's gonna be like, I remember when my mom used to say every time I mentioned Disney World, my mom would take me. No, that's real though.
You ain't gonna be talking to that lady about that lady that messed you up. I ain't gonna be the lady.
I'm not gonna. It's maybe some other lady.
It's gonna be some other lady, son.
It's not me.
It's gonna be your teacher that told you other shit. It was gonna be some little girl
that told you you're never gonna be nothing. You're never gonna make it. You're never. Yeah, that's real.
You ain't gonna be sitting up crying about your mama.
You're gonna actually not be crying over anyone because I was so good to you. I was so good to you as a woman that you're gonna know that there are other women out here like me, and you're not gonna have to worry about.
Cool. It ain't gonna start at home though. It ain't gonna. As soon as you walk out them doors, son, I wish nothing but bliss for you. But like worst case scenario is not. Like, it ain't gonna be me.
That's not my fault.
It ain't gonna be
me. That's their mama fault. That's whoever raised that young lady.
All my parts. I'm gonna make sure you got the field trip money, the book fair money, the Sonic shoes,
whatever you want and whatever you need by all means. But beyond me, I'm not responsible for. Honestly, your experiences in life, and that sucks.
That's because the scariest part of motherhood. That's the scariest part.
To be able to veer it in a way where it's like, I'm going to keep you from having bad experiences,
and that's just not.
But you simply can.
Simply cannot.
You simply can. Like right now, I nurture my kid. Oh my God! From the rise to the fall, from the time I open my eyes to the time I go to sleep, she's very vocal also about what she needs. But because she's a girl, I'm very like, oh, you're in a bad mood today. Like, oh, you're so mad you have to get up. So I apply myself in different ways that put her in a better mood. But also, when my kid is away from me and she's dealing with stuff at school, she's dealing with bullies, she's dealing with little boys putting their hands on her. Like and it's like, oh my God, if I could stop this experience for you, I would.
We could just stay home.
But
I wouldn't even be mad.
I can't. And it's not even the fact that I can't let you stay home because I don't want you at home. It's the simple fact that like the social development, like the educational development, like I can't let you just be here with me. We talk and we do, but you're not getting the application that you need by being in this house with me.
Thin line between coddling and caring. And
it's so thin.
And you gotta walk it and not teeter.
So I can't even walk it. It's like I have to choose most days. I have to choose. Like, am I coddling today? Or am I like
thugging it tomorrow? Because we thug it sometimes.
Girl, more times than not.
We gets into it.
So it's like, and Cree is like, I'm talking about these witty kids. I'm talking about this. And like I said, we can marvel over that experience. But with all of that comes a challenge. Witty equates to smart mouth.
No way around it. There's no way around
Witty it. Equates to smart mouth. The comebacks, the response for everything. The never can you just say okay. Always questioning me. I'm not a negotiator. I already told you because I'm your mom. And now she's looking at me like, well, why do I have to listen to you? And I don't want to do the because I said so, because I grew up hating that. A lot of stuff was not explained to me, and I hated that. But because I'm your mom, it's a valid reason.
And I like that because, baby,
because I'm your mom.
I be
Oh yeah, I can't do it.
A terrorist I live with.
I can't do it.
I be negotiate.
A terrorist I live with is crazy.
And it's more so his processing of like, it really, a lot of parenting is your opinion. What do you think is going to,
because you don't know until you know
best. And he is a very opinionated child who sometimes questions my opinion. And I ain't gonna lie, I be having questionable opinions, so I feel him.
You know what?
I feel him.
What? But that's real though.
And we sit there and sometimes we have to work through that. And he's very, I have a emotionally intelligent child. He can read rooms. He can read feelings. A thing he'll ask me at the end of our mornings where we're 10 minutes late, and I've had 5 discussions about which hoodie, the Sonic hoodie, the pullover, the fleece, and and he's done. And I'm trying to keep it together, and he look at me. Did I stress you out? Of course you did. Child. Of course you did. But I'm not going to tell you.
No, because I can't tell you. We're just because I don't ever want you to see yourself as a burden.
And I want you to know that it is okay for you to advocate for yourself and like. And I love that you said that about Marley at first, because that's a problem he has. Yeah, like he has that issue sometimes going out into the world because he's a very nice person. He's a nice guy.
And then think about it, like he's taking what he can do in the home out into the. If you allow him to stand up for himself, advocate for himself, challenge your opinion, he's not going to want to do anything different when he step outside these doors. What's different about y'all? If I could do this to my mama, y'all are strangers.
And he tried, but still wants to make everybody in the room nice and happy. And he also a leader. He wants to lead a lot of games. He'll walk into, when we go on vacation, he likes to go to the pool, and he likes to go. He's the only boy cousin. I'm gonna go make new friends. And he only has older cousins. My baby's never looking for children his age. He's always going to look for the 14, 15-year-old. And he's hopping in the middle of theirs. All right, guys. I'm like,
he knows that he's advanced. Like he knows. He knows that y'all are beyond me. And I'm beyond y'all. And the only reason why I'm in this class with y'all is because I'm 6. That's the only reason why I'm in this class.
That's his favorite thing. Running on, like when we go to the park after school, he's running up
to the big kids.
Like, I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. And it's a thing.
What can you do, though?
It's nothing. And I try, because sometimes I do want to like pull him back. Like, you know, they don't want you in the middle. But they all looking around like, well, you with us, little dog. And I let him figure it out. And then he brings
such a gracious presence as well. He's not an annoying little kid. He's not a, you know what I'm saying?
That was my number one.
He's really, same.
I didn't want an annoying kid. I'm afraid of annoying kids.
Same.
They scare me.
Don't annoy me and don't annoy nobody else.
Don't annoy nobody. Annoy me, because I know I'd be annoyed.
Annoy me if you gotta do anything.
And I love you. But like,
please do not go annoy other people. Don't do that. Because you got them looking at me like
look at you and this annoying ass kid. And I know people with annoying kids.
And now you got people like, damn, now that I'm looking at it, the mama annoying. And it's
he didn't get that from me.
He didn't. That's his dad. That's her dad.
From me. My goodness. Yeah.
Like, no, because my favorite line. I see where she got that. No, you don't.
See where she
got
that
don't.
From.
You don't see where she got anything from, because you don't even know me.
An annoying kid. And I know some annoying kids.
Girl,
they typically usually have annoying
of
parents.
The ones that I do know. And typically so, they have annoying parents. Absolutely.
And my son does definitely get I think I'm too cool for this trait real bad. Come from a deep legacy of thinking we're just too cool for this stuff. And
I feel that.
Right.
But I feel that though. Like, Bre, you have a very cool family. And like, I remember coming over your house for the first time. And like, your sister was there.
And she's just.
And I was like, hey girl. Like, she was just like.
Cool.
Hey. So, and I'm just like, you young fucking kids are too much for me.
Tell her and her friends they're not the coolest.
But then you know that I have a 20-year-old niece.
Yeah.
So it's
also
just
got that bad. They real cool. They real cool.
I'm like, girl, like, you need to beat your feet on out of here. Beat your feet on out of here before I beat you. Like, it's just too much. I'm like, you think you're grown. You're right. You're right in the line. But like, you need a grown mindset.
And you're not even grown yet. You're not really grown till you're 25.
You're not really grown until you got to do some grown-ish. Honestly. You ain't had to do nothing yet. Like, she's like crying about her job, and I'm like, baby, you were in school. Like, you have straight A's. Like, you don't even know this life yet.
The worst is yet to come, Bookie.
Oh.
Settle up.
Strap up. like buckle up and be prepared. And even when you buckle up, baby, the hair is still about
you're the old hag. You don't want to say that. You just gotta let
she's
hair roll.
definitely called me old fashioned before, and I'm just like, yeah, you can just honestly get out of my house.
My sister's
old fashioned is crazy.
Call me her old sister.
Because what do you mean?
Not like, older sister.
Bro, we're like 6 years apart. Like, don't do that.
Her old sister is crazy.
I'm her older sister, yes. Well, I'm her only sister, actually. So just call me her sister.
Yeah.
Why do you have to put why do I need the title?
And they've been doing that for years.
Yeah, and now I'm about to be, you know what? Because please stop. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, I got on FaceTime with one of my niece friends one time, and she was so surprised that I was bald. She was like, oh my God, how old are you? And I'm, first of all,
how old are you is crazy.
What does my age have to do with my hairstyle, babe?
How come my hair?
And she's like, I don't know, like, only real adult women. This was her way of trying to clean it up. Only real adult women.
She wants to call you
cut
40.
their hair that short.
She wants to call you 40.
I will, baby. I'm 31, and I have been rocking my hair short. The first time I cut my hair, I was 18. Like, and she like, oh.
You were pushing daisies. Wow.
How's your mother? What your mama hairstyle is?
How old is she?
This lady said, yeah, she got a shortcut. Y'all have a good day. Get off my phone. Y'all have a good one.
They're right.
Y'all have a good one. I know your mama probably 42.
I hate when they're right.
And I hate it even more because I'm never not going to have a bald head. Like, that life is over for me.
I don't want to talk about it because I'm trying.
You trying to grow back? Oh, good luck, Chuck, with a buck.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I grew my hair back just this little bit to style it, like to use the hot. And then as soon as I realized it was long enough, I got scared to put heat in it.
I bet.
So now I'm just like, what do? Do I go get a cut or what do I do?
I'm trying.
Yeah, you cannot have this conversation with another short hair person that's on the journey.
Because then
you can't.
I'll leave here right now and go cut my hair
y'all
right
will
now.
end up convincing each other,
please,
not even intentionally, to do some stuff that you really was trying to avoid.
I'll be in somebody's chair on Friday.
Girl, hello, because I know my barber got some appointments, and I ain't seen him in months, and I don't even want to. I've been tapering myself just to refrain from me getting in that man's chair and saying, you know what?
Take it all down.
Since I'm here.
Take it all down. Make it even
Since
all
I'm
around.
Here, just
take it all down.
Just take it all. Forget it. Like, and so, yeah. But it's a journey for sure. Okay, so this is a very important question for me because I think that it kind of applies like the role that you play. Because their creative minds are their minds. Their imagination is their imagination. But in regards to the role that you play. So what role do you think you play in your child's imagination?
I think I play the role of keeping it going, keeping it moving, keeping him wondering, because the things that I know that I imagine, they are so unique to me. And the things that I hear him boggle and imagine, it's like, oh, yeah, that's a thought no one on earth has never had before, son. Oh, that's an interesting one, son. Where'd you pull that from? And so walk with him through it. I take what he protrudes and I pick what seems like, okay, maybe we can do something with this and then go from there. His drawings are kind of the best ways I can see because he's a little boy. And I don't know about like little girl kid YouTube. Little boy kid YouTube.
Same with girls, girl.
It's scary.
Same with girls.
It's scary.
Like I literally have to like toggle like weekly almost.
Yes, same.
Like I have to like make sure, like I have to go through your history. Like
same.
I have to make sure
and dislike things
and remove and block
and
their
block,
like,
yeah.
You will not be watching this.
Not on my watch.
Like, not on my watch or anybody else's. Not even on your watch because you can't even see it no more. Like no.
So sometimes the things that he draws are a little scary. They're a little like, okay, why you got all these teeth? What's going on?
Why he look like he want to bite people?
Like what's that? And then we break it down, and he shows me the cartoon. It was
inspired.
I got my inspiration from this, and then I made it my own way. Like, okay, oh, he's leaning in harder to the anime, and that's scary. These are all scary worlds for me. These are worlds I've never crossed in. Sailor Moon, my dog, that's as far as I ever get in the anime.
Same, girl. That's crazy.
Love
like, that's about it.
That don't even count. Came on Cartoon
That's
Network.
literally about it.
I didn't even watch Dragon Ball Z. Turn this
at all. That's why when people were doing that whole trend a few years ago, like find out what happens next. Where's that from?
Turn this off.
Girl, you can't be for real. I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. I watch so many girls.
Like, I was watching Recess with Ashley A and Ashley B.
Powerpuff Girls. I'm all of them actually.
Girls, also Mojo. And I
turn this off.
Like, I was not watching it sometimes. I won't lie.
My grandma didn't let me watch that. She called it silly, and I couldn't watch silly
It was
cartoons.
very silly.
I couldn't watch Ed and Eddie, Cow and Chicken.
I never watched that either. That was a little
and it was like Two Stupid Dogs or something like that. She wouldn't let me watch silly cartoons.
Yeah. Cow and Chicken was a little too much
raunchy.
For kids. Yeah.
It was I feel her, but like, lady, move
out my way. Lady, it's one Saturday morning. Get out my way.
So I try not to police. And we go through at the end of like the month. My son's a one take Drake, so he draws in pen. He just doing pencil now, but like he going through and he doing this one time. If he messes up, he throwing it over his shoulder. So I can tell when he's very in his mode, when he's very creative, because the TV is off and he just have his desk light on and it's papers all around him, and I can see he's very focused. He's very focused. I have to finish it one more time before I go to sleep. I have to finish one more. And so we go through them at the end of like the week or the month when he has 700 papers, and we go through what we're keeping and what's trash and what's this. And so I kind of just walk through and I'm like, okay, what's that?
Yeah, like, do you feel like, is this
what? And that's just kind of how I
love
move through his imagination with him. That's the best I've figured out to do now. Mm-hmm. Because the things he imagined and the things he wants to live, when he makes up games and like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is the game we playing this week. He made up a game that's now a staple in my household. It's called Hot Cold. Only he can win. Those are the rules.
Period. Don't play with him. I made this game up. Only I can win.
And when he starts losing, game over. Like, and it's just become a thing. He made it up when he was like 2. And at any point in time in the house, he can pull it and be like, hot cold. And you got to go play hot cold, dog. And you know the rules.
I love that.
You finna lose, but go play.
You have to.
But go play.
You have to lose.
You finna lose.
Yeah, that's definitely a way that, one thing I will say about, she's a good drawer. Now, don't get me wrong. She's a good drawer, but she's not like, oh my God. But I noticed very early on, maybe like 2 or 3.
Or singing.
And baby, she colors inside the lines.
Yeah, and
she is very, very like, when she decides to color, when she decides to sit down and I'm about to color right now.
It's the thing.
Baby, she be hand on temple.
Matching colors, color matching. Pantone.
She be like, okay. So the way that I like try to like broaden her imagination, baby, I be taking every picture. I'd be like, she'd be like, where's my picture? It's on the fridge. She'd be like, you put my picture on the fridge? I sure did, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, proud. You may not be a drawer, like, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't have anything to do with your creativity, you know?
It's there.
It's there. And like you said, you mentioned singing, like, and that's something that deeply touches my heart. Because
me too. Mine too, Cam. I love that for y'all.
Like, girl, because I've been singing for so long.
And it just comes so little.
And that was the one thing that I said. Like, I'm like,
you did, Cam. You said
like, bro,
that.
If my baby can sing, like, that is going to be the rawest thing
and
ever.
Came out singing. I said, no.
Came out singing.
I said, no, you don't actually sing.
Singing.
Like, what are I don't draw. I'm not a study thing.
Yeah.
Like the talents that my son have, you can kind of tell there from me. But it's like he took what I have and made it abstract. She took that voice straight out your body and said, I got this.
It was like, girl, because you're never going to do it.
I got this.
Give it to me.
I got this. And I said, wow.
And I mean, she be singing.
Big.
Like that video that I uploaded on my close friends.
I've been singing that song all week. I've been singing that song all week in my Cree voice and not the man that singing voice.
And it was because that I was in the living room recording covers. And when she hears me,
she'll sing.
Sparks her and like encourages her. And she'd be like, next thing I know, like I'll be singing for like 5 minutes. And then like I'll pause to change a song or whatever. And then I hear her in the room, hey Alexa. And I'm like, oh, okay.
My turn.
And I always sneak and I just go watch because my baby's very free with me, but of course they're always the freest when no one's watching. Us too. Hell, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a human being thing. But oh my God, I love sneaking and like looking at her literally dancing around her room, like
she sang with her eyes
feeling
closed.
it in her heart, like breaking down, like, and I'm just like, Lord, wow, like you really did that for me. Like I asked for that,
and we and deliver,
and you delivered amongst the many other things that I wanted her to be. But this one thing that I probably feel like I needed so bad to heal my inner child, you gave that to me. And it's just like, oh my God. And I'm literally in the process right now of like trying to figure out how to nurture this. Like, as bad as I just want to put her in my same footsteps, like, you're going to go to Merit. I want her to have a say in her path.
And her footsteps have to be different.
And they have to be hers. Yeah, they have to be, because I struggled with music very early on because my mom was a singer. And it didn't happen. Very predatory situation. My grandma came to the studio and like ripped up the contract and was like not having it. And my mom lost a lot of like love for it. You know what I'm saying? And then imagine she's having me, her only daughter, and I grow up and all I want to do is sing. All I want to do is do music. All I want to do is that. And granted that it wasn't a predatory situation that stopped me from making music, but it was like not in a sexual way, I should say. Yeah. But it was predatory.
The musical way.
It was predatory.
Way.
For sure. And that kind of like turned me off from like, and it was like, okay, third generation, let's try it again. Like, let's give it another go, guys. And now that you're smarter and you know both sides of the business, perhaps that I can create a lane for my kid to actually healthily
and thrive.
Yeah. In music. Because honestly, like, it's just something that she really wants to do. I love
Cree singing.
Like, she really just wants to do it.
Cree be singing.
Down. The notes, the runs, the backgrounds, the whatever. And I'm just like, oh God, I asked for this.
Marley beatbox, and it was
girl. He gonna start breakdancing in a minute.
He was breakdancing. It was a phase that I was trying to like lean. It was right before he really leaned into artistry.
I feel like if you showed Marley like footworking,
he would really enjoy it.
Absolutely,
I think so too.
And he would spend hours trying to teach himself.
He likes he gets this from his dad, using all his extremities, using his arms and his legs, and that's
pop, lock, and drop.
He fully understands his arms are 7 feet long,
and so is he.
And he likes that. He fully likes.
Because when I say that baby gonna be so tall, Lord
and
Jesus,
he likes spinning around, and so I was kind of like wondering, like, okay, are we finna have what's finna be going on here? So, my dad used to say all the time, like he gonna be a tall singing and dancing nigga, like he gonna be Montel Jordan instead of Michael Jordan.
You know what?
That cracked
See
me up so bad, because my baby is becoming more athletic. He's becoming more athletic.
Okay.
Like, he really likes to dribble. Got handles real good. Like,
baby, he
like,
might
he don't like
he don't
really like the sporting thing. He's good, but like, he has asthma and stuff
so
like that.
So he just likes certain things that
he likes to be good at everything.
Okay.
And most things that he does not pick up immediately, he'll try to put down. So that is one thing I'm very forceful. I had that bad.
Me too.
I'm not even trying nothing that I can be bad at.
Me too.
I'm not trying.
If I even have the one thought in my head
that
it
might not go good, girl, I'm not doing it. And that held me back.
Something I need to work on with myself.
I still haven't mastered it. I'm fucking 30. And it held me back so much. So like now, if he realizes he can't do something and he's quitting, we're going to do it one more time.
Just one more
time. It's the one time I invoke we're not negotiating. As your mom,
one more time.
We're doing this one more time.
Yes.
And he's kind of getting better with it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like last year, not at all. Like, I'm not doing this.
And it's been crazy, like the growth and the evolvement that happens over the years, where you look back and you're like, oh my God, my baby would have never did this at 5, at 6, or at 3, and now you're 5. So like Cree right now wants a dog so bad. When Cree was 2 and 3, I couldn't even get her around a dog. I'm talking about just go up, just let it lick you. Like, you don't even gotta touch it if you don't want to. But it's a very nice dog. Like, let it lick you. Like, let it smell you. Like, let it touch your feet. Baby, no. I'm talking about that baby would have climbed my body like a tree to sit on top of my head before she dared let a dog get close to her.
And now she wants a dog, begging for one.
And you talking about begging for, baby, we can't walk past a stranger. It's getting to the point where if we're walking somewhere, we're at the park, we're at the lake, we're at the whatever, and I see a dog before she do, I try to skirt because no, you cannot pet that dog. Like, please, no, you can't. She'd be like, can I please pet it? Can I please? And you know, most of the people are. So it's like they looking at you like, why can't don't bring your black kid, or either that or don't bring your black kid over here, or why can't she pet my dog? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a slippery slope. But like the times have changed, child, because I couldn't even get her to get close to a teacup pup.
The animal slope has been a slope I have always fallen down. My son has never had the fear of animals, and that's lovely. It's lovely. It's lovely. It's lovely,
the word.
But like, I can think of last summer when we were at my best friend's house, and he shares a gate with his neighbors, and they have a medium-sized dog big enough to put his paws on the gate and stick the head over. And we're having a backyard barbecue, so the dog is just, and me and my son coming outside, he runs straight to the dog. Just luckily for us, it's a
nice dog.
Very nice, and face to face, nose to nose.
Stop.
But that's the type of kid, always, his entire life. And now that he has mastered the little dog, I knew that the little dog wouldn't go well for too long. We just needed something, because I'm not having no more kids, and he needed something, so we got the little dog.
Are you really not having no more kids? You think you're done?
I think this is a very nice time to like explain it. I think my child currently requires so much nurturing.
That's how I feel right now.
And like with motherhood, people are like, I don't think I'll be ready for a child. You won't know until you have one.
You really won't know until you guys get pregnant.
No, until I have a second kid.
Where you're like, okay, this is not too bad.
We have a second kid like thing in my family. We're like, oh, okay. And I can't imagine.
Yeah, I'm at this
I can't imagine
point right now where I'm just like,
the dog.
No, a baby. The kid, the second child thing. And it's just like, gosh, I do feel like my baby just requires so much from me right now. And it's just like, I want to nurture this to a point of independence where I feel like, okay, now may be the right time for me to bring somebody else into the equation. But it's also a slippery slope, because the older that they get, the less that they want another kid around, because they realize the changes that are happening within themselves and the dynamic of mom and child. Because now you're getting older, I'm going to start treating you like you're older. You're going to have more responsibilities. You're going to have, baby, you better not bring no other baby into this.
And you got me in here cleaning stuff up.
Don't play with me, and then you about to be coddling this newborn. Like, no, we're not doing that. So it's also like, ooh, I'm like, I'm shaky. And then also, my fiance has no children. So it's like, you're just going to have to love her down. Like, she loves you down. Love her.
You don't think you want to share a baby with your fiance?
Yes, eventually.
And see,
not right now.
I just don't. I think you said like, I would have to nurture. Do I think I can handle 2 kids? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not about handling it, though.
I don't think 2 kids deserve me.
I don't think 2 kids can handle me.
I don't think that deserve. I don't think
it's so hard to word it.
I don't think it's
without sounding like a terrible person
to go around.
No, not right now. No, I need to grow and I need to evolve
everybody's
more.
Classroom.
And because I think about it too, like Cree was unexpected. Like, I was not trying to get pregnant. Like, I was not like, ooh. And I mean, I got excited, but initially it was not the most exciting thing. So it's like, obviously, I'm getting married. My next kid would probably be as planned as possible, because you can never really plan a kid, but it would be as planned as possible. And I'm just like, no, not right now. No. Like, I want to grow some more. I want to evolve some more. Like I said, she caught me off guard. I was not where I wanted to be in my life when I even had her. Have I elevated since then? Have I grown since then? Of course, but not to my fullest potential that I want to be at, to be telling people I'm a mom of 2.
I never thought I would have kids. I definitely thought I would be the auntie with no kids. Okay. I definitely thought that for myself, because that's just what I wanted for myself, young. Mm-hmm.
And like, you got the chuckle. Ooh. The chuckle. As moms, we spend so much time chuckling because I thought that.
And I think my chuckle be like,
God be laughing, bro.
If you know the like, the Marley and Bre inception. Like, if you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like such a chuckle to like, girl, no, you not this super duper mom right now. Like, started rough. Started rough.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. What am I doing? Like,
and as soon as we like caught each other as people, I think that's what made motherhood so easy for me. I couldn't spend all my time with my child as my child. Like, that can't be our dynamic. I can't spend the rest of my life with you just because you're mine. Like, I can't.
I have to do this because
I fucks with you, bro. Sorry.
You are an interesting, witty individual, and you make me want to be around. Like, that's just it. Because, I mean, is that what dads decide when they decide to not be around? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so as a mom, it's like, yeah. I had you. You came out of my body, but I want to thrive in this motherhood for more reason than I had a kid. And I have to show up. I have to do this because it'll be looked down upon if I don't. I have to be this idea of this great mom, even though I've never mommed before because it's my first child. And it goes beyond that. You start thinking like, no, I got to do this because we got this thing going on. Like, we got this thing going on and we understand each other and you see me and I see you. And this is great. And that, the first year was hard. It was hard. It was like, what did I just do? What did I just do? No. I was so sure when I was like, oh my God, and the baby's moving around. This is going to be so great. And it's a girl, bows and pink. And then it was like the first year was like,
I never felt like, what did I just do? I always felt like, what just happened to me? No, I always
she say, I'm gonna take the blame off what I just did and what happened to me.
I'm a Pisces, baby. I am a victim.
Yeah,
what happened?
So true.
What happened?
So true.
Here.
Bre, why was I finna quote a tweet the other day? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say this because Bre is going to be in my mention so fast. Like, and it was, and you know what the tweet was about? It was a list of the signs that be victimizing themselves.
Number one, I am a
and Pisces
victim.
Was number
I am
one.
A victim. I deserve compensation, baby. Like,
for my problems.
For my problems.
And my hard time.
That I call somebody pay for this.
Because I don't have it to pay myself. Y'all need to reimburse me for this drama. For this mama.
That's all I ever been saying. And once I got past the okay, what just happened to me? Like, oh,
I'm a mom.
This just happened
to me.
And we rocking and we rolling and you cool. And I'm cool. And sometimes you not. And sometimes I'm not. And
we gonna be cool together or not cool together.
But we together.
But we
this
together.
Is what's going on. I try to really keep us two little interesting humans. I try to really keep his life interesting.
It's working.
He likes to go to school and talk to his friends about that. He likes to talk
Cree
about...
tells all my business. Absolutely.
He likes that. I like to try to keep it, like, very invested in him so he can go on and say things. Like, I'm still very much... One of my things that I said when I had children was I have to be able to give my child what I had. So that was my big thing.
And for me, it was like, more. I
know I lived a life of more. So when I finally accepted, like, okay, girl, you finna have this baby at 24. Can you afford Disney World this year?
Are you?
You went every year from ages 3 to 18. Can you, right now, where you are, can you put you and this child on a plane
and go to Disney World? It was like, a week. No, I can't. No. Let me get my shit together.
I start thinking about it immediately. For a week.
And a newborn.
From 3
Imagine you said from
18.
3 to 18. He's a newborn. And you're already thinking like in the next 3 years, I need to lock in and get my life together.
And in the moment, it was so big and it was so scary. And then I looked up on our first Disney World trip and he was 2. And it just didn't really click
It
to
did
me
not yet.
until it clicked. And I looked back and said, wow, you've been to Disney World 4 years and you started.
You did that.
And you started the year before me.
You did that. And you did that.
And didn't even notice. And didn't even, it was
you did that.
Our first time flying. Cam, I'll take that back. Marley's first time going to Disney World for real, he was 6 months or something like that. He was itty bitty.
Because he just went along
because I wasn't missing my first Disney World trip with my family. If they had this baby, we gone.
And I'm taking him with me.
It was our first time on the
and
flight.
I'm taking him with me.
And I got him, and I didn't want to stay the whole week, so I came a couple days later. So we flew alone.
Ooh.
We flew just the two. And me and Marley did.
I remember that
things,
first travel with Bre, baby.
Just the two of us. My first Mother's Day, we went down.
Same. That was her first time being on a plane.
One of my best friends graduated from LSU, and me and Marley went down there, and that's how we spent our first Mother's Day together.
And so that means he was only 2 months.
No, he was no.
3.
Our first Mother's Day with him being a little bit bigger, so he was 1.
Girl,
so he was 1.
I'm like,
yeah. So he was 1.
I'm like 2 months. He was March. He was okay.
For Florida for June, no, he was 3 months. We
yeah,
went in June,
see, and that's Secrets wanted. Boop, January, Mother's Day. We was in Houston, like. But my mama put me on a plane in 2 weeks, child. So I don't even want to talk about it. She had me in Arizona looking a plum fool. Still, ain't even got out my ugly stage yet.
Fresh.
I look like a little Chinese.
Skin pink. I know you were pink when you were first born.
Fat. Like, please get me out of here, ma'am. Okay, so this is something that we kind of touched on earlier in the conversation, but I want to know, like, directly, like, how do you handle moments where his wit or intelligence challenges your authority? Not your opinion, your authority, your rules, your boundaries. What do you do?
It doesn't happen to us a lot because I have a child that is afraid of getting in trouble.
That's
and
good.
He's on the right side of history.
Unrelatable.
Mm-hmm. No.
On the right side of history is crazy. Shows me my child is not on the right side.
That's his number one fear. He doesn't, like yesterday he came in and I was like, how was school? It was terrible. I got talked to 2 times. I'm like, why did you get talked to? All the kids were running and I stood up and started running and she talked to me. So I talked.
I love that he told on himself. He told on himself. He said, hey,
that's something
no one else is going to tell you.
He's
I'm going to tell you.
He's not able to hide things. Even things he does behind my back, he's coming and telling immediately. Yep. So I walked him through that yesterday. I said, so what did you learn? I learned that I hate after school. I said, no, you learned that just because other people did it, it would be just your luck that everyone else doing it and you're the one that get in trouble. He looks at me and said, well, how was I lucky if I'm the only one that got in trouble?
Yeah, like you're using this luck thing in the wrong word.
Said, well, just don't do things that other people.
And then like you're talking, I'm trying to go over this and show you it's all a roundabout. I don't like after school anymore.
And that's... But the most like I can really think of, because Cam, I had to walk away. And it's the first time it never happens to me, but I hear people say like it's like a tweet like, when did you realize that you isolate because your mother would get mad and not talk to you? I never realized it was a thing that happened to people. I didn't have a mother that would get mad and not talk to me.
I did not either, thankfully.
I was isolating because I wanted to be isolated. Like that wasn't mine. So I try to be very cognizant of that. So we were talking and I was telling like, Marley, get in the shower, something to get in the shower. And he just kept saying like, I just don't feel like I need to because it was something. Like he's getting his dirty little boy phase early.
I hate that.
He's very
for all of the boy moms.
I hate that. Deep into this bag early.
My friend was just telling me about that the other day.
And I'll be having to stump on the bag. But
and I'm just like,
here we are. So I think it was something like he had took a shower earlier in that day, but he had been outside playing. So like,
I don't need to take another one.
Hey, and like he really could not understand, lady, why do you, I don't even like showers. Why do you think I'm finna take 2 in today? A day? So like you
got me messed up.
He has a lofted bunk bed. So I'm talking to him from the bunk bed. He's laying and I see him like not moving. And so like typically he doesn't like for me to raise me. That's not his thing. He will cry. You raise your voice at him,
God,
he
that's
will cry.
Too.
Like don't raise your voice at him. Talk to him.
And I feel like that's because I don't do it often.
Yes.
Like I feel like if I started yelling from the start, you would be used to it. But I don't yell. Like I don't. So when I get to that point,
immediate tears.
Oh, girl, I'll be like
you could have beat him.
I'll be like, oh my God, please wait. Like, please calm down. Like, oh my God.
So imagine when I'm talking and I'm like getting more stern because now like I had like 10 more minutes. I'm like, okay, this is my second 10 more minutes, and now I'm standing here in this room and I don't even hear you shuffling. Like, and say like, get up. So like when I turned around, I still didn't hear him moving. I turned back around. He was looking at me. And he was very...
like looking at you like...
No, and it wasn't even with the attitude. He set up and he was very serious. And it was the genuine curiosity that made me shut down. He said, but what happens if I don't? And he wasn't saying it with the... And if I don't, he genuinely...
No, it was genuinely like, but what happens? Like, what happens if I don't?
Know. And I stood there and I said, what do you mean? He said, okay. So you said you weren't going to say it again. If you say it again... and I still don't get out of my bed, do I get in trouble?
He said all of this?
Cam, and I was standing in complete silence. Do I get in trouble? Are you going to take my tablet? Are you going to give me a whooping? It's never got a whooping before. Am I going to get a whooping? What happens
These kids that never got whoopings
if I don't get out the bed right now? And I had nothing. I had nothing.
The had nothing is crazy. I would have came up with anything on the spot because you will not challenge me. Like
I had nothing, and because it wasn't coming from a place of I'm challenging you.
It wasn't malicious.
He was coming from a.
I genuinely want to know.
Tell me
because I'm looking at this woman who has never whooped me before. I never get punished. So if I literally don't get up, and that comes with the wit. And that comes with the high intelligence, bro, because how do you even know to formulate this like this to genuinely be asking like, well, I'm looking at you as a woman who has never, I want to use reprimanded because I feel like reprimanded comes with a certain like pressure. You've never really reprimanded me.
He was asking, he set up.
And I really want to know like what's going to happen if I don't.
He sat up in the bed to ask me, and I sat there and I didn't want to. I wanted to go about it very correctly. That's when we pause and we be silent for like 25 seconds. And in my 25 seconds,
because we be like, don't cuss.
Because I was just looking.
And then we going through thoughts. We be like, nope, don't say that either.
I was proud that he had the mindset to walk it down.
The gall.
I was proud of all of the things. Because he doesn't like getting in trouble. He doesn't like challenges. So I was really... like, okay, you serious about it. And I had to turn around and walk away, and I seen him like kind of look, and he just slouched back down a bit and laid back down. So I let it go. I let it go. I went about my night. We didn't interact no more for the rest of the night. It was late.
He knew y'all was into it.
It was late.
He knew y'all was into it, but he also knew that he couldn't say not another thing.
He didn't come out the room for the rest of the
night. Because you let me slide, bro, and I don't even want you to see my face because you're gonna make me get in that shit. Soon as my feet hit this floor as a black mom. If you could do that, you could go to the show.
I didn't see him no more for the rest of that night, Cam. I sat in my room myself thinking about like, wow, what are my next 12 years like?
What do I do?
And so the next morning he woke up, but I knew I wasn't defeated. Like he won the battle. I wouldn't take that war. I woke up and it was the first thing I thought about in the morning. So I woke him up. And he didn't smell or anything. I woke him up and said, "Oh goodness, what is that smell?" And I just kept saying it.
Sometimes you gotta play it like,
all morning.
Stop playing with me.
I kept saying, I would just get close to him. Like I was putting lotion on. Like, oh my god, what is that smell? And he finally looked at me. He said, "Do I stink? I didn't take a shower last night. I leaned." Is that you?
God.
Oh, yeah, man, we really grab your coat, Bookie. Let's go. We got to go to school, Books.
Oh, you played it like you don't even get time for a shower. Yeah. Now you finna go to school stinky with your friend.
Or nothing like that and washed his face and all that thing. And he just, and he tried to pretend like he didn't care because I always tell him, like,
but he know
you're going to be stinky if you go to school. So, like, we got in the car and short drive to school.
What'd he say?
Where we was getting out.
Before he got out?
Before he was getting out. Mommy, can you really smell me? I said, maybe I can and maybe I can't. I bet you get in the shower tonight, though.
The next time I tell you.
I will. I'm going to get in the shower. I bet you do stinky McStinkerson.
And y'all, this is perfect because honestly, for the last 10 minutes, we might have been a little bit off subject, but there were key points in here because sometimes mothering comes with having to finesse your child.
Losing battles and winning wars.
Like sometimes it comes with having to make them think that they one-upped you. And then you just be like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to get you tomorrow. That get back going to be so real tomorrow.
And it's not even coming from a place of vengeance.
No, it's coming from a place of showing you that you need to listen to me. Showing you that I would never tell you anything wrong. I would never misdirect you. None of that. But when you want to challenge me, the challenge will never work out in your favor. It'll never work out in your favor. And that's what I want to show you. I want you to go to school for this 5-6 hours and think that all your friends
think
that you stink. And don't just so happen that somebody actually say
stink. Let it be a stinky
and you
kid.
Gonna think it's you.
You gonna think, okay.
And that's what you deserve for trying to come at me like you don't gotta listen to what I say. So yeah, sometimes it comes with a little bit of finessing. And honestly, the finesse game is better than the yelling game.
It is.
The finesse, because I don't gotta hurt your feelings.
It takes less energy too.
Hello.
It takes less energy.
I don't even gotta hurt your feelings.
Me and Marley have very rough mornings. I'm not a morning person. He's not a morning person. We are both night owls. We tell each other
yeah, baby, when you told me that Marley sleeps during the day and stays up all night before he went to school, like a couple years ago, maybe.
Girl, he's doing that right now today.
Bre, I was just so like
straight for me. I was like that as a child. I never.
What do you mean that
and
he be
scares.
Up at from 8 to 4? You like it was like something outrageous.
Yeah, over the summer he was bad,
and I was just like, Bre.
It scares people, but it doesn't scare.
You would be coming in the house at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and he would be up,
sitting up, looking at me. Yeah. What you on? I'm on that.
I'm on what you want.
And it was just like, he's been like that my whole life. I was like that my whole life. I was a baby that had to get
you nocturnal?
Put into, yeah.
Okay.
And I had to get put into the car and driven around.
Oh, my God.
At 6 months.
Cree tried it. Cree tried to be that kid. I wasn't folding.
And then when I hit like 2 or 3, it was just, okay, she's just sitting up. I'm not bothering nobody. I was just sitting up.
Just up.
And then they taught me how to work the VCR because now I just don't want to sit up now.
So now you just watching TV.
And I used to like wake my granny up and stay with my granny. I used to wake her up and she taught me how to use the VCR one time.
And that was all
that was it.
Hey,
and
hello, that
for the rest
that
of
right
my
there
life
is a great like
to why my kid. So
like, why he's advanced. Talking about she only had to show me one time, and I was watching Rugrats and Disney movies from then on.
And like, Lion King, it just came out on tape, so that's why I was really,
over and
that's
over.
why I was really bothering her. Like I get you got to work tomorrow, and I wasn't even that type of kid.
Put this tape in.
You have to wake up
for me right now.
You have to wake
because it's 3 a.m. and I'm up, and I need you to just get up. You can go back to sleep, but you need to.
I don't even want to bother you,
and
please be quiet. My mama here, both of us, we're in trouble. So let's do this quickly. So when he started that habit,
I grew up with my granny too. So
we all just kind of look like again. He's very much like that. My kid is very much a non. So in mornings we into it because I'm still up too. So it's very hard for me to.
See, that's the thing. Because you ain't even went to sleep.
I haven't went to sleep. So he's coming in his room to check to see if everybody's around and everybody's sleeping. I'm up and he find me and I'm sitting here with my chips and my phone in my life. His new way of when it's time, when we are both going to sleep at the same time. I'm trying to make it so. All right, both of us are going to sleep at 11 o'clock. Like 11 o'clock is early. He's going to double back and check on me to make sure I have a charging pad on my dresser to make sure my phone's on the charging pad
and not in the bed.
Not in the bed with me. The way his tablet can't be. And then he go back in his room. He go back to sleep, and it's just like
the checking on you is crazy.
He checks.
The
on me
checking
a lot.
on you is insane. But yeah, that Cree does the same thing because, like I mentioned on. I think it was a couple episodes ago. Her bedtime has changed. Like she used to give me such rough mornings that it took me a while to realize that it was because I was letting her stay up too late, and I just did not have time for it anymore. And I had to get real strict, and I had to really put my foot down, and it was hard because like the tears, the crying, the emotion, it's so much easier to just be like, whatever. Please, whatever.
I'll deal with you in the morning.
And I just really had to like, no. So now, girl, her thing is like asking me when I'm putting her to bed, like, you not going to sleep right now? No.
I'm grown.
I'm not. And I don't have to.
I'm grown.
Just because you going to bed.
Yeah.
I don't got to go to bed right now. And she'd be like, So when my fiance not sleeping over, so we do like 4 days in, 3 days out, right? If he's not staying over, she'd be like, you want to sleep by yourself tonight? Yes, I do.
Actually,
like, girl, you're a stalker. Like, you're a stalker.
I do.
Like, yeah, or I'll be like, she'd be like, can I sleep with you? And I'll be like, well, I'm not going to bed right now, Cree. Well, when you do, will you come and get me out of my bed?
Call me when it's your time.
And I'll be like, yeah, Cree, I will. She'll be like, and don't forget.
And when is that gonna be? Because I know how you get down.
No, because I will get down like that. I will forget. Like, I will be like, oh, sorry.
I forgot when she come check you.
Girl, and now her new thing. So when my man does spend the night, he leaves out for work at like 5:30. She'll tell me while I'm putting her to sleep. So when Trey leaves out early in the morning, are you gonna come get me? And I'm like, what?
Please.
Bro, I can't get that little too. First of all, I want both of y'all out my bed.
Like, please, I like to lay here alone.
So
please.
I can't even get this little 2 hours before I gotta wake you up? No, you want to steal my 2 hours after you've been in the bed all night by yourself.
You get nothing to yourself. You get nothing.
No, nothing.
You get
No,
nothing.
no, for sure. Especially fiance and child. Oh my God. What's mine?
Gets nothing.
My breath. Barely.
Barely.
So last question. And this, I feel like, is something that needs to be answered because, like I said earlier, raising a highly intelligent kid, a witty kid, a creative kid, they are, due to their chronological age, right? They still have to be in this kindergarten, this first grade thing. And a lot of times, it's not challenging enough for them, right? So what do you feel like you do to increase, I should say, his educational and social development while also nurturing his creative side? Like, how do you help him focus and teach him just because it's super easy doesn't mean that, because unfortunately, it being easy does not make them do it.
It does not.
It would make me knock it out. But we're adults. You know what I'm saying? For them, it's like, oh my God, what? 2 + 2? Like, please get this out my face. So what do you do to teach him, like, hey, I know that this may seem like a breeze, but you need to do this?
I think an interesting part of motherhood is now, that I can say now, because I'm in year 6. So maybe that first 5 years is like, I don't know what's about to happening. I know what hills I just came up on. I don't know what mountains are coming. Now that I am in, he's in first grade now as of today.
As of today.
The first grader.
This episode was perfect. He literally had his kindergarten assembly.
Like, he's a first grader today. So now I know, I can see the hills that I have to climb. Now I can see, like, okay, so now we do first, like, I can
Yeah, because it's different.
I can see.
It's different. Once they get in grade school, it's different.
I can see what peaks I have to hit with you and how we kind of have to do it. And that's a barrier I haven't crossed yet with Marley. And it's coming this upcoming school year, though, because, of course, kindergarten year, he goes to a Montessori school. So I'm very fortunate, very blessed. Love his school so much. He is in a kindergarten, first grade classroom.
That's the same with preschool, kindergarten.
Keeps the same teacher. And half the class is first grade, half the class is kindergarten. She switches them out, teaching them separate lessons. So, like, it's very, I like the setup very much, but he's paying attention to the first grade lessons. We just start getting to the point where he get homework every week. We just start getting to the point where with the last 2 homework packets, and I'm happy that it's over because it was hurting my feelings. The first time,
it was too much.
The first time I was impressed. The second time my feelings were hurt. He wants to do his homework alone now. He wants to do it alone. He wants to do it with his door closed. He does not want help. He wants to come out with the packet done in 5 minutes. It's a packet of 5 papers. He doesn't get a concept of time yet, but he wants, I'm going to do it in 7 minutes too. And I'll be right. Like, put a timer on your phone and I'll be right back. And he wants to come back. He wants me to check it out.
He's coming back before that timer.
And he wants to make sure it's all like, so, and we're getting more, my favorite thing about Marley is that I get lots of, he's a great kid. So his teachers tell me that all the time. But now we're getting more of the, he finishes all his work. And then he can't focus, and I'm like, oh,
because what do I need to?
I see where this is going.
If you just said that I finished all my work, what do I need to focus on?
I see where this is going.
Send me to the first grade class.
But I'm happy it's happened in like the last quarter.
Yeah, not the whole school year, not the whole school year. Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And he's been telling me, like, he'll come home, like, oh, what did you learn today? The first graders learned this. Like,
I didn't learn anything.
Like, that's not what
I didn't learn nothing in my class, but.
So now I'm gearing up for that. And I think this kind of ties in. I'm happy that I have a child that gives me clues.
Yeah. As to what he needs.
I couldn't imagine if I had a child that I didn't really even know. Like, okay, we're going to have to start putting you on a different path to, okay, you can't really pay. It's like, we're going to have to play with it. We're going to have to play with the levels.
Instead of thinking,
and fluctuate. And I'm happy that he gave me those clues. That's not a thing we've crossed yet. I am trying to get the tools to be ready for that.
It's the same thing with me. Like Cree is going to kindergarten. as of her testing for selective enrollment earlier this year, well, really late last year, she didn't get to any of the schools that I selected. So I was she goes to a learning center though. So it's a year round. It goes all the way up to kindergarten. I wasn't mad at her having to stay there. I was more so like, damn, like I didn't want my baby to transfer into a school in first grade. So it was like, damn, I wanted her to start somewhere.
Because that was hard for us. That was hard for us. That was hard for us. That was hard for us.
Girl, me transferring into a school in first grade is the reason for a lot of my bullying.
That's crazy.
Like, honestly.
That's
like
crazy.
Those kids were already locked in and here I come.
That's
like, and I don't want that for my baby.
Yeah.
So I was very, very hell-bent on getting her into a school that was K through 8. Or K through 6 at least. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't happen. So I spent like the last 4 months, like, oh my God, my baby's gonna be at this school again. She's not challenged there. And it's just whatever. Like my baby, she's going to kindergarten in September. She's been in the kindergarten class at her learning center
since last year.
Since she was 4. Yeah. So it's just like, obviously this is not challenging for her. And it's now getting to the point that I realize it lacks challenge so much that you're starting to just forget what you learned because I learned that so quick, baby. That was last week.
And I've learned it so many times.
Like, hello, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of them. I'm tired.
New.
So when the waiting list stuff happened and my baby actually did end up getting into an amazing school, now I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait. What am I supposed to do? Like, I gotta get prepared. Like, I gotta do, because I was like, already had the mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna have to do the regular stuff at home, but you're gonna be at the school for another year. No, baby, now you going to one of the best schools. I gotta get you right. Like, we can't, at least by first grade. Like, kindergarten is one thing. You know what I'm saying? She is going into kindergarten. But baby, by first grade, like, we gotta have you in tip-top shape.
First grade was my, oh yeah, she's gifted year.
Hello?
My dad's
Same with me. They want to skip me to third.
My dad's favorite thing to say about me, all the things that I've accomplished. You said so many successes.
He say back to first grade.
My dad goes to kindergarten and he will say, I was the first student of the month. So I made student of the month September of 99. And that's his thing. I was in school for 1 month.
Because that paved.
And that is his thing about me.
That paved who you was going to be,
so,
bro.
Like, the kindergarten year is very serious. I still remember my kindergarten teacher, so I'm very happy the setup that I have him in now where he has an amazing... I see my kindergarten teacher and the one that my son has. And it's like, so like, oh, you remind me of fucking Mr. Forrest.
Hello.
And like, what are the odds
of that?
And it's just, I'm happy for his first grade year today. I was like, wow, now we're in number.
First grade is crazy.
First grade is
crazy. Like, oh my God, you're a first grader.
For me, I remember first grade. Now where I stand talking to you.
And I really remember it because, like I said, it was a new school. And so I went to Grissom on Escanaba, like nearly in Indiana.
Yeah.
And it's a Caucasian and Mexican school. You could count on your hands the amount of blacks in each class,
so
right?
You getting jumped.
My first best friend was white. Yeah. So when it came down, my brothers graduated. It was time to take me out that school, go to a school. Literally, it was a good school. I went to Poe, but it was on the corner of my house.
You sure are a Poe kid.
Yeah, I'm a Poe kid. Yeah,
you sure are.
But it was on the corner of my house. So it was like super convenient. But because I went to Grissom, and granted that Poe is a classical school, whatever it was about Grissom's curriculum, when I got to first grade, baby, they was trying to boop to third. They was trying to like, oh, please, like get, and my parents were like, no. Like,
not yet.
No, she has not had an experience enough for her to, she don't even know what this is like. She little, she in first grade, these new kids,
and she
you trying to put her with more new kids?
Please.
Baby, we can't do, no.
Please.
We cannot do that. Like, we can't do that. And so it was like my experience was crazy for the first 2 years because it felt like I wasn't challenged.
If they asked you to bump Cree up a grade or two, would you do it?
Not as soon as she gets into grade school. Okay. No. But if she's in second grade and they feel like she should be in third or fourth, So many of y'all got left behind. Get my baby out of here.
The kid that's got bumped up, though, typically be the weird kid.
And that's so true. And not to say that I wasn't weird. It was just like, I was like such an introvert. Like, I was just this kid. Mind you, I was already involved in like music and already like was getting my special interests nurtured. So school, and then we're talking easy because the same way my kid is, like, maybe I was reading at 3. Like I was I was doing math at 5. Like I was like, hello, like girl, like, so I want my baby to get the full experience.
Same.
But also, like, baby, if it come a point where it's like, is she risking failing because she's too advanced?
Yeah.
Because if her focus is completely thrown off and she cannot do this work simply because it's not work for her, then absolutely push my baby up. But you trying to do it
right now,
and she just got here and she don't know nobody and she's small and you trying to put her with bigger kids, I'm not for that. That's just not something, especially because my baby is very introverted, just like me. She's social, just like me, but that doesn't take away from the introversion. I'm social because I want to be. I'm social when I want to be. But when I don't want to be, please get on and leave me alone. Like, so it's a scary thing, and I feel like that is something that I'm going to eventually be faced with.
You just learn it.
Especially if they're using the scale of now.
I feel like this is really my first year in motherhood where I say this is my first for real grown up Mother's Day, like one, because I was 30, and I feel like I've had so much experience now. I feel like I've had just enough experience
to be like,
to say like, yeah, I'm somebody mama. But at first it's like a trial. Like, let's just see.
It's like, yeah, I had a kid. But yeah, now it's like
I'm a mama.
I'm a mom. Like I do this.
I feel like
and
that.
I do this day in and day out.
Now.
Yeah, I love that too. I love it, especially when you coming from a place where you weren't so confident in the beginning. When you weren't so confident in the beginning, like you be like,
what was I scared of?
What
was I scared of?
This kid is perfect.
What was I afraid of?
This kid is great. Like,
what was I afraid of?
But it just be the fact that
you're learning something new every day. I do not know what any one day is going to look like.
I feel like I speak about the experience every episode. Like, you don't know what's coming with this. You know what's come because you've already experienced it up until this point. But tomorrow, things can shift in a totally different direction. Like, you don't know until you know.
And every day is totally different, even with the same schedule. That's the scariest
baby,
part.
And that's what I talked about the scheduling. One mishap is all it takes for that planned out schedule to be done.
For the week, you missed one appointment on Tuesday, you got to reset it to Thursday.
And now you got Thursday, and it was supposed to be practice and now you can't come to practice no more. And then you supposed to do the thing on Friday, but now that I had to replace that on Thursday, I can't let you go to that thing with your friends on Friday. Now you're mad at me the entire weekend. Now I have to take you to the park twice to make up for this.
On Tuesday and Wednesday.
I was supposed to do work.
I had a facial on Tuesday. Now I
can't even go to acne face because I gotta take you to Ninja Kids.
You see how we was just saying 1 second ago, like, I'm a mother, and then it go, because I'm a mother. Mom. Like, you know, like, it's the duality of all of it.
And isn't it? Like, oh my God. Like, it's crazy.
It's there.
Oh.
It's there.
God.
Marley was just addressing to me the other day how when he's talking, he does the kid thing where we're getting in the car after school and he's talking and talking and talking. He wants me to stand there outside the door.
And then I'd be like, please wait till I get in the car.
And at first, I was pretty good with the hold on.
I can't do it.
Now we're at the end of the school year.
It's 1,000 cars in this lot.
And my patience is thin. So, like, I didn't notice I was doing. I noticed I was doing it.
I had to tell Cree, like, can you wait till I get in the driver's seat?
I didn't notice I wasn't even saying that no more. I used to be very sweet. Hold on, son, let me get in the car. Like, it was a week.
Now you be like.
It was a week of me just closing the door.
Before you can even say anything. Before you can get that sentence out. Please, just let me go get in the driver's seat. We got the drive home for you to tell me all about it.
It didn't even make it a week. I want to say about Wednesday. I got in that driver's seat about Wednesday, and as soon as I got in that car, he didn't have a seatbelt on. He was leaned up in the front to lean close in the driver's seat to look at me and say, "You've been slamming the door when I'm talking, and it doesn't allow me to finish my sentences."
You You had already started talking, son?
And it doesn't allow me to finish my sentences. And then by the time you get in the car,
I don't forget.
He was trying to say, I'm so mad about you closing the door. So he was
I lost my train of thought.
And that's precisely what he was trying to. And I said that to him. I said, you lose your train of thought by me slamming the door. He said, what's a train of thought? I said, and that's why I really don't feel like I should be having these conversations with you. But now you
about to hear about train of thought.
But here we go. Train of thought is what you're thinking about. And I'd say motherhood is really picking up cliches and really putting them in your kid. When they work, they work.
Yep. And when they don't.
I like seeing the cliches that I'm trying to put in him using. I like that. I like when he just is kind and nice and things that are written somewhere. I give my baby
so many praises for being kind, even though it's like I shouldn't maybe because
kids are unkind.
Kids are very unkind. And I feel like I started being more kind to her and praising her for being kind when I realized that there were kids around her that were not being kind. And that makes my spirit.
When the cliches work, it's like okay, this is working. You really understand. Do unto others you want done to yourself.
Hello,
you get that.
Don't do that if you don't want me to do it. Don't do that if you don't want somebody else to do it.
You get mind your manners. You're really understanding these little things that just kind of sound like phrases until you're trying to imprint them on someone. So you're really paying attention to what you're saying.
I can't believe I have to pee this bad. And I'm not going upstairs. That's the thing. Cut that out. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Well, that brings me to none other than Mommy's Mirror.
I love that.
And as y'all know, Mommy's Mirror is always a reflection. Why do you love it, Bre? Tell them why you love it.
I came up with that
name. She sure did.
I came up with that name on the fly. That's what I do. I come up with things, catchphrases,
she sure
and slogans.
Did. I was like, I used to do Cam's Corner when I was on Terry's podcast. And I'm like, I need to still do that, but it can't be called Cam's Corner. And this girl said, Mommy's Mirror. And I was like, God damn. That's why I'm grateful for the women in my life. Because it was on the fly, babe. It was I think you named 2 more and then named Mommy's Mirror. Or it was something.
What were we doing? We were doing something. Were we
even in person?
Yeah, we were in person, but that's how I know we were doing something, Cam. We were
probably getting drunk. That's all.
That's why I was saying that's what makes it even more miraculous. When you text me the next day, I said, "Oh, she liked that idea," because we actually were getting drunk. Because you text me and said, "What did you say?" And I said,
"Because we were drunk," and you said it, and it clicked. But then we were drunk, and I was like, "What's that thing that you said last night?" And you were like, "Mommy's Mirror." I'm going with that. Boom, Mommy's Mirror. So that being said, and thank you for that, by the way, because it's been amazing. It's always made sense. Seriously.
Anytime.
Because as we reflect, see what I did there? Yes. On today's episode, I simply want to say that nurturing and raising a highly intelligent, creative, and witty child is a beautiful experience. And it's honestly a privilege. But just like any other experience with motherhood, there will always be challenges. It demands more attentiveness, more patience, and a willingness to continuously learn and adapt to their needs. I could always sit here and talk about my daughter, but today's episode was about bringing in someone who can relate to my experience. I wanted it to be clear how important it is to provide an enriching environment that stimulates your child's intellect and creativity. You have to wake up every day and choose to encourage their curiosity in every way. You have to be willing to explore more diverse methods for them through books, travel, hands-on projects, whatever may have you, because these are the things that help fuel their natural thirst for knowledge and discovery. In that same breath, though, we can't forget how important and critical it is to focus on their emotional and social development. It's essential to remember that while your child's intellectual capabilities may be advanced, their emotional growth still aligns with their age. We can't expect them to be any less emotional or any more understanding just because they're more intelligent. They're still children. That's why you have to find that balance, and it's vital to align their intellectual pursuits with activities that actually promote emotional development. Children that are highly intelligent and creative defy conventional expectations, and they defy learning paths because those paths are not always right for them. Most of the time, it's either not a challenge or it's a path that they don't even find interesting, right? So at the end of the day, you always want to realize that they may sometimes struggle with perfectionism or even fear of failure because that they know they're intelligent. That's not news to them. They are well aware that they're different from other children around them. So encouraging them to view challenges as opportunities for growth and praising their effort rather than their innate ability. You definitely teach them that setbacks are just simply a natural part of life, a natural part of learning, a natural part of being a human, which is always the goal. And raising a highly advanced child can be overwhelming for us moms, single mom or not, because the value of humor and lightheartedness, let's not forget that when we're dealing with children. They can get very serious, but they don't even really know what serious is. So we have to bring to the forefront lightheartedness for them so that they can understand that everything doesn't have to be so hell-bent on them being successful, because that's what they're thinking. The high yield intelligence, they're already thinking about their futures. They're already thinking about who they're going to be. And we have to bring them back down to those childhood moments to realize, I understand that you're thinking about that and that is good, but that's not what's most important right now. That's why you have to trust your instincts and stay curious with them, because each child is unique, and what works for one child simply may not work for the other. So as much as I give insights and tips, please remember to always do what specifically works for you and your child. Each child needs to know that their parent sees them, their mom sees them. They can be creative on any type of level, but if you don't nurture it, it'll always dwindle down eventually, because that child needs that reassurance. They need that push, regardless of how much confidence they have in themselves. They need to know that you see it too. So I say that to always just remember that you should stay curious, stay close to them, stay connected, always be open to learn what they teach. We're just adults. They're just children. We don't know everything. And they don't know everything either, but we will be surprised at the moments where they know more than we do. Because remember, we're mommying, we're entrepreneuring, we're doing things that we're learning the things that we need to learn to evolve ourselves. We're not learning the things that we have to learn. So the things that they're learning right now are things that are so far back in our brain from a decade ago or whatever. So sometimes they do know more. And it's okay to tell them that, giving them that confidence to understand, like, you are so smart. Like, you are teaching me things every day. That validation and that reassurance is so needed in these years, because they will carry this with them. Like Bre said earlier, I want my child to be 40. And whatever problems and trauma that you speak about, it won't be because of me. Like, it won't have anything to do with me. In that same breath, you're going to be like, but you know who was a great woman? My mom. So that's important. You have to set the standard. You have to make them see, like, it starts with you. My mom always nurtured me. My mom always supported me. And that's the only thing that gave me the power to do the same for my kid. So it starts at home. It's all a trickle down effect. Show up for your kids. Show them that you have interest, even if you don't know the dinosaurs, even if you've never been to the Field Museum. I am showing up and bringing you here because this is what your heart desires. And who would I be as a mother to look past that? No, we create brilliant children by always investing in their interest, in their hobbies, in their talents, in their creativity. Trust me, because as much as it's like, oh, I didn't make it famous from singing. Baby, I did some great things. I did some amazing things. And maybe my time ran out. Who's to say? But that came from my mother nurturing what I told her from the start I wanted to do. And it's literally just as simple as that. There is no other explanation. And I just also want y'all to remember, like I always say, you're not alone in this journey. We're not the only ones with smart, witty, creative, intelligent kids. Like, there are so many moms out here that are trying to navigate, trying to find resources, trying to find community that they can relate to. So just be open to seeking insight and seeking support, because there's a mom out there that's also trying to figure out what to do right now with their kid who talks back, but knows everything about something. So at the end of the day, we're all navigating similar paths. Sharing experiences can always be incredibly valuable. I just want us to always realize that nothing with motherhood is an easy feat, but that doesn't make things impossible. And raising a highly intelligent child is not an easy feat, but it's worth it in light of their successful futures. So, mommies, please, 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 all that I ask is just to keep fostering their bright minds, keep fostering their creative spirits, and remember that raising a highly intelligent, witty, and creative child is like using a kaleidoscope, okay? Every twist reveals a new brilliance, and each day is simply just a colorful adventure of wonder and discovery. If you remember that, y'all already locked in. And all you got to do is realize what they have going on and make sure you got that same thing going on too. And that's just it, and that's just all.